Road breakers, what is going on? We are finally back here on React After Raw. I have been gone way too long from the hosting chair here on this show on Road Break Wrestling's YouTube channel, and React has finally come back home. And wow, what a Monday Night Raw! And to be completely honest, I was impressed with this show. One hell of a job, great opening. I mean, there's so much we could say, and that's exactly what the show is for. I want to thank all of you for tuning in here with us tonight. I am your host, Alec, and of course, I have a great panel with me tonight. Introducing first, the one, the only, Mitch Dow. What's going on, brother?
Oh, just being the intellectual stunt double of the masses, man. That's right. Thanks for having me on, brother. It's good to be here.
It's always great to have you on here, man. Great to get you on these panels. I have to get you on here more often. The show will have to stick around more often. The winter weather tried to kill me, but I survived. And of course, it wouldn't be a React without Matt Donato. Matt, what's going on, brother?
Alec, dude, I'm so pumped for the return of React. This Monday Night Raw, can't wait to talk about it. It is about to go down, my friend.
Absolutely. That's the best way to describe it. It is about to go down. Wow. That's all I can say really is wow. So let's jump right into it here. We're going to start with the opening segment of Monday Night Raw. I know we all want to get to Sting in the ending, but we got to get through everything else first, and then we'll get to the big moment here. So, but still, the opening segment was good. Brock Lesnar kicks off the show, and what a better way to kick off Monday Night Raw but with Brock Lesnar. You know, people complain that, you know, Brock doesn't show up enough. And boom, Brock Lesnar kicks off Raw. And what I loved is Paul Heyman tries to start, you know, his usual promo, and Brock just steals the mic. I thought that was such a great moment. And you know when Brock steals the mic, something special is going to happen. He starts calling out Rollins, and I love it. It's just something about when Brock gets on the mic that just makes it so special. He's just one of those guys that you just have to hear what he's saying. Kind of like, you know, when CM Punk was around. You have to hear what he's saying. And then, of course, the Authority makes their entrance. Triple H cuts his promo. And I loved how Heyman had his little freak out there saying, no, you can't do this. You can't do this. He's our meal ticket. He pays the bills. You can't do this. It's just those little moments that are so great. And then, you know, Stephanie appears, whatever. You know, she tries to get her 2 cents in there. And then Seth Rollins on the Titantron. I might get some heat for this, but I didn't really like that promo because it seemed forced. I mean, maybe I'm wrong, but it seemed really forced. And then John Cena appears. You know, of course, you can't have an opening 20-minute Authority monologue without the champ showing up. You know, the self-proclaimed champ, I should say at this point. But John Cena shows up and cuts his promo, and then calls them the 2 biggest ash holes. I'm not sure what's going on there. PG humor, but, you know, it would have been better if you called them jackasses or something. Ash holes, I mean, come on.
I think Vince is writing his promos, too.
Yeah, I think Vince wrote that Seth Rollins promo as well. But Seth Rollins, you know, comes back, calls John Cena a loser, a failure, and tells him to tuck his legs, and then quickly fixes it and says, tuck your tail between your legs and run. And then, of course, John Cena capitalizes beautifully and says, well, how am I supposed to tuck my legs between my legs? I thought that was brilliant, and just, you know, go show that Cena has the good mic ability when he's not cutting a Vince McMahon promo. But overall, great opening segment, great way to kick off Raw Reunion, Monday Night Raw. I loved every minute of it. So I'm gonna turn it over to my panel now. I'm gonna turn it over to Matt first. Matt, you are the big promo guy here, so I do want to ask you, you know, mainly about Seth Rollins' promo. Was it forced?
I'm actually glad you brought that up because I thought that was just me thinking that. No, but I completely agree with you. I thought, yeah, soon as it definitely wasn't. You know, he's been doing some really, really solid mic work. You know, I know you guys saw it, but if you haven't seen it yet, on SmackDown this past Thursday, he cut a promo with Heyman that was just, it blew my mind. And, you know, to have this promo, it felt, you know, like he was reading from a script. It didn't feel natural. You it just felt, like you said, forced. So I'm glad you definitely brought that up because I felt the same way. As far as Brock Lesnar cutting promos, a lot of people don't like Brock's promos. A lot of people think he's not good. The difference between a Brock promo and anybody else is when Brock speaks, it feels real. I think that, for me at least, that's really what sells it. It's not a very pretty promo like The Rock or Stone Cold. It's not, a glamorized character promo. It's a real gritty promo. He makes mistakes, and he doesn't give a shit. It feels like that's what he would say to you, if it were just you and him face to face, as if you were talking to person to person, not character to character. So I think that's something amazing that Brock has always been able to bring to the table, and I'm personally a huge fan of his promos. And today I think he knocked it out of the park as far as those promos go.
Absolutely agree with you 100%. Mitchell, you are the intellectual savior, as you say, and you do write some pretty intellectual articles for RopeBreakWrestling.com. So I want to get your thoughts on this opening segment and what happened.
I was astounded with Lesnar's promo, and with Rollins being on such fire lately with just everything, but mainly his promos they've been top notch here lately. The one from SmackDown, like Matt said, it blew my mind. And then for Brock Lesnar to come in and just take over like that, and like Matt said, it felt real. When you're confronting somebody, you're not gonna have a sharp-witted tongue. Like, you can tell Brock Lesnar, it is real. He thinks what he's saying is real or whatever, and it very much adds to the dynamic of his promos when he does talk, because it's so rare. And excuse me.
Sorry.
And
Mitch working long nights over at UPS, falling asleep on React.
And Rollins, I was slightly disappointed. I got a grin when I saw him pop up on the screen, like, here we go, all right, it's Seth Rollins, and then I just, okay.
Well, I think that was a good general reaction, because it just, like we said, it wasn't that great of a promo. It didn't really, I guess, sell the point home.
I also want to throw out that I agree with Mitch as far as throwing out the fact that, you saying that it's rare is a really good point, because it is rare. Normally, Heyman is his mouthpiece. So it's normally we hear Heyman talking for him. So, when we get to hear him, it's like a treat. It's like, as Heyman said in one of his own previous promos, it's like WrestleMania. It only comes once a year. It's that special event that everybody waits for. You don't hear it all that often, so it doesn't get tiring. So it's really, really, special to hear him talk, because when Lesnar talks, he really means it.
Oh, I absolutely agree.
Can I just add, I love how Heyman gets when he's trying to protect somebody from Brock Lesnar or trying to calm Lesnar. He sells that so amazingly. I love it. I eat it up. I absolutely eat it up.
I agree. It's like he does a perfect job at really selling the fact that Brock Lesnar is a monster. He's really, like, for instance, in the opening segment, he was like, he was pretty much telling the Authority to stop because he couldn't control Brock Lesnar, which really sells Lesnar. And the way he yells, and you're right, it's perfect. It's beautiful. It's gold.
Absolutely. I absolutely agree with the both of you. Some people weighing in here. Kyle Cullen saying woo to the return of React, and Mr. Racer 1029, I cannot talk, but saying, why didn't everyone run into the ring at the end of Raw like they always do before the Royal Rumble? And I think the big reason here is they're really trying, Raw, they're really trying to sell the championship match. They really want to drive the point home that this is something big. Sure, the Rumble is big, but this match is bigger, and I think that's why it happened. I think we'll see the big run-in and the big brawl this Thursday on SmackDown. That's still really weird to say, Thursday on SmackDown. But I think we'll see that because I know we have Daniel Bryan and Kane facing each other. I'm gonna guess that'll be the main event. So I'm sure we'll see a big brawl at the end of SmackDown on Thursday. So I think Raw, they're trying to do a soft brand split now. So I think tonight on Raw, they're just trying to sell the point home that this match is going to be big, and it's something you need to watch. All right, we're gonna move on here to a very surprising match that really came out of nowhere, but I was happy that it happened. Daniel Bryan versus Bray Wyatt. If you guys remember, a year ago at the Royal Rumble, those two put on a fucking clinic. I mean, that match, in my eyes, was maybe the show stealer. I think it was one of the best matches that happened of that Royal Rumble, and tonight it was no different. Of course, we had Kane interfere. Daniel Bryan selling really well the neck injury, really selling, Bray working on the neck. I thought that was great between those two. Kane, comes down. What a fucking surprise. I'm really not a fan that they're doing this feud again. It's dead. It happened so long ago. I understand Kane's responsible for taking him out or whatever, but now is just not the time. It's just not the time for this to happen. And luckily, we got to see pretty much the full match. Kane interferes at the end. Wyatt picks up the win to make him look strong in case he does end up facing Undertaker for WrestleMania. And Daniel Bryan gets his sympathy from the fans. Overall, great match. That's all I can say about it. It was a great match, a lot of good stuff. That one hit probably about halfway through the match looked fucking brutal. When I think Wyatt hit the shoulder tackle and Bryan just went down, just really landed on his neck. I was like, oh man, that did not look good. And then when he jumped off the top rope outside the ring, Wyatt almost didn't catch him. That scared me a little. Wyatt was like, oh yeah, you're coming. Very close. There were a couple close calls tonight for Bryan, but glad to see he's back in the ring and hasn't missed a step. So Matt, you're a fan of Bray Wyatt. You're a fan of Daniel Bryan. I'll turn the floor over to you.
Oh, boy. All right, guys, turn in early because this is going to be the end of the show. I'm going to talk for the rest of the show about this, apparently. That's just what I do. Yeah, you're right. I love Daniel Bryan, love Bray Wyatt, two of my all-time favorites for multiple reasons, different reasons. Daniel Bryan, me being a huge independent fan, and Bray Wyatt, I just love his character. Although, as far as Bray Wyatt goes, this has nothing to do with the match, but I just want to throw this out there. The build so far has been really confusing. His promos he's been cutting I haven't really been into because I don't know what the fuck he's saying. I never understand it. I get he's supposed to be like this really mysterious, but he just sounds like a moron. I don't fucking understand what he's trying to say. Dude, make some more sense. I don't understand. It doesn't make me more interested. It just makes me like, hey, whatever. Move on to the next one. This match was awesome, though. Really liked the match. Wanted to see. I was very disappointed that Kane. I felt like Kane interfered a little too early. I wanted to see it go on a little bit longer. Obviously the fans wanted to see Daniel Bryan get back into it. It was kind of that. I liked the way the match was built up. It was that typical. The heel, continually beats down the baby face. It makes it look like, that he's going to win, and then the babyface all of a sudden starts coming back. These guys have great chemistry. Daniel Bryan hasn't lost a step. They did a great job at protecting both of these guys. That was the one thing I was psyched for the match because, like you said earlier, I remembered their Royal Rumble match and how fucking epic it was. So of course I'm pumped for this match. But I was worried because these are two guys they're trying to build right now, so I was a little bit, cautious going into this match, like, all right, how are they going to do this? But I thought they did a good job. I wish they had waited a little bit longer for them to have Kane come in and interfere. I wanted the match to breathe a little bit more before they did that. But I don't mind the ending. But what I do mind, and you touched on this already, Alec, is this stupid rivalry is garbage. First and foremost, this is a rivalry nobody really cared about when it first started. We've seen this rivalry like 30 times, in the past few years, and it's been terrible every single time. Kane just isn't what he used to be. No disrespect intended, but he's not. He's not that good in the ring anymore. I can't keep my focus when he jumps on the mic. I don't know, I'm just not interested in seeing. I'm just not interested in seeing this feud. I'm not interested, honestly, in seeing any feud that involves Kane. I don't know. The match itself was good. All right, now we have two Alex. What the fuck is going on here? What the fuck is going on? All right. Sin Cara has apparently been fucking with this stream.
Damn it, Sin Cara.
My
internet turned heel for the first time tonight, and I hope it does not happen again. But at least, did you guys stay connected? That's what I want to know.
I think so. I don't know if our viewers are watching and you were able to listen to what I was just saying. Throw it up on YouTube so that we know that. Throw a comment down so that we're not. Because I could have just been talking to myself for the past few minutes. Who the fuck knows?
Well, I did start rambling because you guys just dropped, stopped talking. I lost everything. But instead, I was still live, and but luckily we're back. Hopefully, there's no more mishaps throughout the show. If there is, luckily Matt and Mitchell will be there to guide you guys along the way. But Matt, I don't know what the fuck you were talking about. I was taken off the air, but if you want to continue, go ahead.
Actually, I think this is the first time that it actually worked out that I don't know when to shut up. Like the fact that I just continue talking and, people's ears start bleeding. Normally it's a bad thing, but this time it worked out. And I think this is the first time, I just want to point this out, this is the first time on React or any other show that my internet has outlasted Alex.
I know, I thought it was yours at first, and it wasn't, so I'm glad you did. But I want to get to the rope breakers here in the comments. I was getting to OK Fave as we kind of went off the air here. I went off the air, and he said, Heyman not being able to control Lesnar may or not be a good thing. Needless to say, Brock isn't necessarily the best on the mic. You're right. He's not necessarily the best on the mic, but what he says is real. So you want to listen. And then Mr. Racer asking, can you guys see Roman Reigns turning heel? Interesting question. Mitch, I know you put up an article today that garnered a lot of attention on ropebreakwrestling.com. If you guys haven't checked it out, go ahead, go to ropebreakwrestling.com. I don't know if it's on. I don't think it's on the front page anymore, but just hop on the search bar, type in Roman Reigns. It'll be the first thing that pops up. So, Mitch, can you see Roman turning heel?
I don't care as long as it develops character. And as long as Vince McMahon will stop writing "suffer and fuckatash," I don't care. Like I said in my article, I want to like Roman Reigns. I did at one point like Roman Reigns. But if they're going to continue down this road of shoving him down our throats like they are or have with John Cena, fuck him. I don't care. And I won't. Because I'm not sitting through another 13 years of John Cena with black long hair. I'm not. I refuse.
I absolutely agree.
Whatever gives him character to set him apart from what they've been doing, I'll go for it. If it's heel, if he can be like The Rock, anything. Break away from the Kids Bop theme music. Break away from that shitty-ass attire. Give the man some personality and not suffer and succotash, son, and Jack the Beanstalk. Seriously? Really? To quote The Miz, really?
I think Mitch has beautifully summed it up here for the entire panel. Matt, you want to add anything, or Are you good with that?
Well, I'm definitely good with that. I do want to add something. I always want to add something. Are you shitting me? Come on, it's me.
Why do I continue to ask that?
I know, that's a stupid question, dude. Of course I want to add something. Even if I don't want to add something, I want to add something. That should be like my catchphrase. Even if I don't want to add something, I want to add something.
Going on a shirt.
I actually, yeah. Woo! I actually thought of that myself. I thought it might be good for him to turn heel. I think it could be interesting. I think, especially at the fact that nobody on the Legends panel today picked him, I think that they could use that. Like, nobody thinks I'm good enough, blah, blah, blah. But like Mitch said, it doesn't matter what they do with him as long as he has some sort of character development, because it's getting ridiculous. I'm actually feeling like, I think part of me was wondering if they would turn him heel if, that same scenario that happened with Batista at the Rumble last year, if he eliminates, for instance, it may come down to him and Daniel Bryan unless Kane fucking screws it up, which is possible. And he eliminates Bryan, or he stands in longer than Bryan, and nobody at the Rumble wants Reigns to win. Because a lot of people that go to the Rumble and go to WrestleMania are a lot of smarks. They're smart wrestling fans who know what they want. And a lot of smarks don't like Roman Reigns right now. So it could be, it could go either.
Because it's the Philadelphia crowd. They're not.
Jesus.
They are a very harsh crowd. So they're going to let their opinion be known.
Exactly. So it could turn on Roman Reigns, and I hope they have a backup plan for that. I think that's what made me think about him turning heel. If that happens, a heel turn would be just go with it like they did with Batista. But I do want to say one thing. Since we were talking about Cena and now talking about Roman Reigns, I was thinking about this on Raw. All right, we have too many fucking Supermans on this show. We have the Samoan Superman, we have frickin' Cena Superman, we have fucking the frickin' what was it, the Swiss Superman? Why is everybody fucking Superman? Jesus, it's ridiculous. I don't know, that's my rant for the day. It was just like, JB, I was like, he's a Swiss Superman. I'm like, we have too many of those. Stop it.
Let's get some Green Arrow type heroes.
Yeah, Green Arrow, Batman.
Yeah, I definitely agree. There's too many Superman characters being thrown around in the WWE. Okay, Fabe saying, honestly surprised they put Bray Bryan on this Raw almost randomly. Not complaining, just surprised. Perhaps this was another plan to grab more viewers. Either way, I'm a happy guy. Hey, we are too. We got the two great competitors fighting a match, and overall it was good. Kyle Cullen saying, yeah, you were good, so I guess you guys stayed on the air. Congrats. And okay, Fabe saying, I had trouble sleeping until I heard story time with Roman Reigns. I was sleeping fine until I heard that story, and now I have nightmares. But either way, moving on here. We lost some time, but whatever. We're here to serve you guys here on React After Raw. We had a quick backstage segment with the Click. Always great to see those guys together. Not really much else to say about it. It's just great, to see those guys together. Raw reunion happened. But we're going to move on to the Legends panel, which is, I believe it was Cole who said it was a historic moment for this panel. No, it's not a historic moment. You guys did this panel last year, so it's not historic at all. You've done this already with the same three guys. Give it up. But same thing when they said that the stairs match was a historic match because it was the first stairs match in the history of WWE. It's not historic. It was just a fucking stairs match. All right? All right. I'm done there. But
in Cole's defense, though, he did say that Kane ended Daniel Bryan's career, I think it was like last week or 2 weeks ago, which confused the shit out of me because he wrestled on SmackDown, so I was like, apparently he ended his career. I wasn't aware. I don't think Daniel Bryan's aware of that either.
Daniel, wow. Daniel, your career is over. I don't know why you're still in the ring.
According to Michael Cole, your career is done, dude.
According to Michael Cole, your career is over. But
leave your boots in the ring, Daniel. It's okay.
You can go back to Arizona and just continue farming or whatever the hell it is you guys do.
Aberdeen, Washington?
No, he lives in Phoenix, Arizona with 3. I don't know.
Oh, does he? Oh,
yeah,
shit.
that's where they live.
I did not know that. You learn something new every day.
Choke holding muggers.
Yeah. Triangle choke holding people who try to break into his house. What a badass. He's got a fucked up neck, and he decides to put somebody in a trial chokehold till the cops arrive. What a badass. That's like the best thing you can do. He doesn't need a gun. He just puts intruders in a triangle chokehold, and it's over.
It's all done.
Another day in the life.
And he's still a B-plus player. Come on. All right, let's get back to the Legends panel now. Let's just run down who the panel chose. HBK chooses Bray Wyatt to win the Royal Rumble. Hogan chooses Daniel Bryan to win the Royal Rumble, and Big Show. Flair chooses Dean Ambrose. Interesting choices from all three men. Of course, we pointed out that nobody picked Roman Reigns, and of course, it's been the topic of conversation probably since, I don't know, SummerSlam, maybe even before that Roman Reigns is penciled in to win the Royal Rumble and go on and win the title at WrestleMania 31. I am so sick of saying that. I can't wait until I can stop saying that, really, to be truthfully honest. But so nobody picks Roman Reigns to win the Rumble. And it's interesting because someone pointed out on our Facebook page that at the Money in the Bank pre-show, nobody picked John Cena to win, and lo and behold, John Cena won. So do you guys think, is this an indication that we are going to get Roman Reigns as the winner of this year's Royal Rumble?
That sounds like a Vince Russo swerve to me.
Damn it, Vince Russo. I don't know. It pains me to even think about it, Alec. I'm going to be honest with you.
Amen.
It's honestly, I think it's giving me ulcers. I mean, I wake up in cold sweats. I can't sleep, and I can barely eat.
I forgot to feed my dog because of it.
Mitch's dog is just like skin and bones. It's like a tumbleweed goes by. Oh man. Yeah, I don't know. I'm worried about this. I really feel like they're dead set on putting Roman Reigns. Hoping I'm wrong. Maybe they'll have some sort of swerve out there where it's not him. I think it'd be cool to have actually, and maybe some people will disagree with me, but I think it might be cool to have Seth Rollins win the Rumble. Even though he's Money in the Bank, I think he loses this match at the Rumble. Maybe he comes close. I don't know. And then he tries to cash in. It doesn't work out. Boom. Enters himself into the Royal Rumble, and Alec is having a seizure.
I'm good now.
You're going to be all right?
I'm all right.
I thought Alec was going to flip his table and just start dropping elbows on random objects in his room.
I'm not a player.
But I'm really worried about it. But like I said, I think it'd be cool to have Seth Rollins win. Cashes in, fails to cash in, but then is entered into the Rumble. I mean, he's part of the authority. They can do what they want. So have him enter and win. Maybe have him eliminate Roman Reigns. That can set up a feud for later on. I think that could be cool.
I've had that same thought of Rollins goes into the match, loses the championship match, and goes to the Royal Rumble and then wins. That's a scenario I've thought of, but I think it's just time to pull the trigger on Rollins. I don't know what the fuck they're waiting for. I just think it's time. What if somebody can truthfully and give me an educated answer as to why they're waiting to pull the trigger on Rollins? I would love to hear it, because I don't know what they're waiting for. The guy is primed and ready to be the champion. What is the holdup? Unless you're waiting till WrestleMania to have the big moment be that Reigns gets his big moment and then Rollins comes in crashing it all down and wins championship, then fine. But other than that, I just want to know why. Why is Reigns getting the jetpack and Rollins is just waiting?
Yeah, it doesn't make sense to me either. And see, my big problem with that scenario, and I've mentioned it many times before, is I don't think people are going to care that much if Rollins cashes in on Reigns. Right now, people I don't give a shit about Reigns, so why am I going to care that Rollins cashes in on him? They haven't really furthered the Shield storyline is pretty much dead now. Yeah. If they had done some preliminary building on that storyline and kind of kept it fresh, then yeah, maybe I'd be okay with it. But it really doesn't matter to me anymore. I think him cashing in on someone like Daniel Bryan would be way more raw. It would be way more. It would really get fans, I think, upset because look at the way the crowd reacted to Daniel Bryan when he came out. I'm going to go on a limb and say I don't think any of the legends, maybe, and no, I don't even think NWO really got as big of a pop. I think the entire crowd was in with Bryan.
That was fake NWO. There was no Hogan. The fuck do you call that NWO without Hogan? Like
X-Pac was there though. Come on, he's
like X-Pac really mattered in NWO. That who the fuck booked that? Somebody tell me who the fuck
Sean Waltman.
Who thought it was a good idea to book an NWO reunion, but we're not gonna put Hogan in there? Like, give me a fucking break. I'm sorry.
Well, like Mitch said, at least they had Sean Waltman in there.
Yeah, they had Sean Waltman. You can go back to One Night in China for
Oh, nice. I was gonna say something, but you beat me to the punch. Nice. That was nice.
Can I just throw in? Daniel Bryan deserves a fucking rematch. While we're on the topic, or going back to the topic of the Royal Rumble and who wins it, he deserves a rematch. Does he not?
Exactly. Look, go read my fucking. Somebody go read my fucking article, would you? Got a lot of like people like all like a stick up their ass reading my article. Hey, what do you mean? What do you mean, Daniel Bryan on SmackDown's bad thing? No, all right. Read the whole article. You read like a little paragraph, and then you were like, "Oh, I know what this article's about. Fuck it, and I'm not gonna read it anymore." So then you give me shit like you know what you're talking about.
Wow. I set Matt off. Oh, Alex dying.
Listen, people giving me attitude over a little fucking paragraph because I said Daniel Bryan debuting on SmackDown wasn't a good thing, and people like have a stick up their ass over. That wasn't even what the article was about. If you read the article, you would have known. But no, you didn't read the article, so you don't know, and now you just sound like a jackass.
I read the article, Matt.
Thank you, Mitch. Thank you. What I said in the article was it only makes sense that Daniel Bryan would come back and win the title. It only makes sense that he would want to fight for that title. But then he comes back, debuts on SmackDown, and is feuding with Kane. I mean, I give them props that he brought up that he's going to be in the Rumble for the title because he wants it back. But I just think it's only fair that it only makes sense. I think he's already ready. He's got a pre-built-in storyline. Everything's all set. They don't even have to think. And like I said in my article, that's perfect for the creative team because they hate thinking.
Exactly. It's so ass backwards to me that, okay, we're going to send Brock Lesnar home as our champion. Nobody sees him for over 30 days, which is their fucking policy, according to storylines and whatnot. Got to defend the title every 30 days. But no, not Brock Lesnar. There's an exception for Brock Lesnar. Okay, cool. Daniel Bryan comes back. He should get a rematch, right?
Yep.
Fuck that. That's too logical.
Yep. I agree. It doesn't make any sense. Like I said, it's a pre-built-in storyline. It makes perfect sense that he would come back. And are you fucking kidding me? Daniel Bryan versus Brock Lesnar at WrestleMania? No, he's 5'8" on stilts, and he's like 200 pounds wet. Nobody thinks that that's even possible. Look at Brock Lesnar just F5 Kane and Big Show at the same night. You think Daniel Bryan's going to beat him? How big of a pop would Daniel Bryan get if he goes into WrestleMania, odds are against him, and he beats Brock Lesnar? How insane would that be? And then, think of the fucking matches between Seth Rollins and Daniel Bryan afterwards. Think of that feud.
Oh, my God.
That is what...
It is the one match that Daniel Bryan wants. He says, I think he says in every interview he does that he wants to face Brock Lesnar because it would be such a physical match. It would be unlike anything WWE has ever seen, and I completely agree. These guys are two of the best at what they do, and just the David versus Goliath matchup between these two men would be absolutely monumental. The tickets would sell out in minutes. Yep. The buy rate for the WWE Network would skyrocket. If they say we're going to get Daniel Bryan versus Brock Lesnar in the main event at WrestleMania 31 instead of Roman Reigns versus Brock Lesnar, they're going to get plenty of subscriptions. That rate is going to go up. They're going to make so much money. Merch sales are going to go up. Ticket sales. It's all going to benefit them positively. So, you know, I don't know what goes on in creative. I guess the writers still think they write for diners, drive-ins, and dives, but either way, I absolutely agree with you guys on what you're saying. But I don't know. I just Daniel Bryan, it just should be the guy, and he's not. But for whatever reason, we'll see what happens. But Daniel Bryan did say he wants to be the face of SmackDown and plans on making it the best brand and possibly even getting it more views than Monday Night Raw. That's a big challenge. That's a big thing to say. So, you know, maybe if Daniel Bryan does this, maybe he gets another title shot. And then he says he wants to bring back the King of the Ring tournament for SmackDown, which is probably the best option, seeing as how they don't have two major championships anymore. And, you know, the King of the Ring was a launch pad for plenty of guys: Macho Man, Bret Hart, Triple H, Stone Cold, Edge, Brock Lesnar. I mean, the list goes on. Those guys went on to have monumental careers. It's up on RopeBreakWrestling.com. Go check it out. But a lot of rope breakers weighing in here with, you know, with what we're talking about. Man, there's a lot going on.
We stirred some shit up.
We did stir some shit up.
Heads are exploding right now. Yo, that Matt Denard was such an asshole.
All right, here we go. I gotta scroll up here. All right, Kyle Klein saying, I thought Damian Miz Pac was hilarious. Absolutely. Okay, Fabe saying, I'm making the bold prediction that at the Rumble, Fandango will win. Interesting prediction. Hey, anything can happen. And Kyle posing a very interesting question. I like this question, Kyle. Who would you have Seth Rollins, Brock Lesnar, and John Cena face if they win on Sunday? Like an opponent for each one. So, if whoever comes out, who would they face moving forward? If you could choose their next opponent.
All right, let's see. I think Brock Lesnar, obviously, I got to go with Daniel Bryan. That's already been discussed. I'm sold on that. For John Cena, I think I'd have to go with somebody in TNA. I think, in other words, Cena's got to get the fuck out of WWE. I know that went over a lot of your heads. I get it. Wow, I'm turning heel turn. All right, but honestly, for Cena, he's got to do something that puts a guy over. I know there's a lot of talk of Cena versus Rusev, but now there's also rumors that he's going to win the title, so I'm really worried about that. So if he wins the title, oh man, for Cena, that's difficult. All right, I'm gonna go on to Rollins, and then we'll move to Cena because that seems to be the most difficult for me to pick. Rollins, if Rollins wins the title, I think also, you know, I gotta go. I think right now, for whoever wins, I think it should be Daniel Bryan, to be quite honest. So I think for all three of them, and Daniel Bryan has proven to have awesome matches with Cena and Rollins, and I'm sure, like he says, that the matches that he's going to have with Brock Lesnar would be legendary. They're both extremely stiff in the ring. They don't, you know, they're not afraid of taking heavy bumps. These guys would be animals in the ring. Don't let Daniel Bryan's size, you know, scare you away from that concept, because I think it'd be one hell of a match. So honestly, I think I'm going to go Daniel Bryan for all three of them. So no matter who wins, I think Daniel Bryan is the guy who needs to step in. And I know I can already hear the collective IWC. Daniel Bryan's not even that good, bro.
Well, let me throw a theory out there for basically just for Seth Rollins. I don't want to put it in there for John Cena because it's too obvious. But for Seth Rollins, I think Randy Orton could be the guy he faces after, because technically Randy Orton still has not gotten a one-on-one rematch for that WWE World Heavyweight Championship. There was the Fatal 4-Way or whatever the fuck it was for it, but there was no one-on-one rematch. He even brought it up in a promo before he went out. So I definitely could see that. They didn't finish up the Rollins versus Orton storyline, so I definitely think that could happen. So, Mitch, I do want to ask you, if you could pick an individual opponent to face whoever wins the title on Sunday, you know, who would it be?
Let's see here. For Rollins, I'm going to say Ambrose. Just because we didn't get the finish that we wanted. Like, yeah, okay, Rollins technically went over, but it was because Wyatt interfered at Hell in a Cell. So, and I absolutely loved that storyline. It was one of the best going for the longest time, and to upgrade it to WWE title status would, I think, just improve it even more. For Lesnar, being that him and Rollins are having such good chemistry right now, I'm going to say a singles feud as opposed to this triple threat bullshit with Cena's ass thrown in. Well, I guess technically Rollins is thrown in, but whatever. I'm going to say for Lesnar, I say Rollins continues to chase Lesnar. And I mentioned in my article today a friendly feud of Roman Reigns being out to prove he's the new top dog against Cena. So if Cena would win, Roman Reigns for John Cena.
I like those picks a lot.
I do. That was some good stuff.
Those are good stuff. Actually, I do want to say one thing. If it's not Daniel Bryan versus Rollins, I'm thinking solely as far as the wrestling goes. But I also think that, and I was just thinking about this when Mitch was talking, I think another choice that I could see for Rollins, I do like the idea of Rollins continuing to chase Lesnar, because I think that continues to build him up. That was a good one. Didn't even think about that. But another option, I think, would be Ziggler, because they have that chemistry coming off of Survivor Series, and Ziggler already has this, already has that storyline with the Authority going on. So I think that would be a good one for Ziggler. And I like your idea with Roman Reigns and Cena. My only problem is it would be like 5 Moves of Doom versus 5 Moves of Doom. I don't see it being a very entertaining match.
No, hear me out, because John Cena can have an entertaining match. He can.
Oh, I agree. I think it depends on the opponent.
I agree. I was going to just say that. Yeah, like with Punk, he had amazing match. Well,
yeah.
Wait, who? Sorry,
Who?
I don't even know who that guy is. Phil?
Who's
Walking
Phil?
Dead enthusiast, MMA fighter out of the UFC.
Actually, it's Phil CM Punk Brooks now because he's in UFC, so it's Phil CM Punk Brooks.
I think Reigns, given enough time, I think he could easily improve in the ring because he's not bad. He knows how to pick spots decently for his, I guess, tenure, which is very short. But nonetheless, I mean, I don't think he's a non-entertaining wrestler. I think he could very well be the guy that they're wanting him to be. I just think he needs more time to develop, promo-wise and in ring-wise. And I think working with Cena would help that, because as much as we hate Cena, we all have to admit the man can put on one hell of a match.
Absolutely. When given the right circumstance, he can put on a good match. And I know the elbow's there, but I do want to throw the eyebrow, elbow, whatever the fuck it is. I know you probably want to drop the elbow, but either way.
That's an eyebrow, that's an elbow.
But I
give you a little anatomy lesson.
My theory here that I've said before, I think Roman Reigns is playing it safe with the officials backstage because they're telling him to go out and do this and say this and dress like this and use this music and this is your entrance. And he's not going to say no. He's just going to say yes because he knows the position he's primed to be in and he doesn't want to fuck that up. Look at a guy like Dolph Ziggler. He's gone and he's rebelled. He's done his own thing time and time and again. And he always ends up in the doghouse. Roman Reigns doesn't want to end up in the doghouse because he knows what's at stake. He knows what's on the line. He knows what he's going to earn come WrestleMania, and he doesn't want to piss anybody off. He's gonna do what they say to do, and that's why Roman Reigns is the way he is. So Matt, I know you raised the eyebrow. You want to drop the elbow, so go for it.
I completely hear what both of you guys are saying, and I'm not disagreeing. But I feel like a guy like Cena, their moveset is so similar in the fact that it's very stiff, it's very predictable. you have one move after another. Then he does his, his Superman punch, and then the ooh-ah, and then sets up for the fucking spear. And it's very predictable. You know what's going to come, when it's going to come, and how it's going to come. And the same thing with Cena. And I feel like teaming those two up and having him work with Cena is only going to solidify his own 5 moves of doom. You know what I mean? I feel like Cena's going to be like, you're doing the right thing. Keep going. I like what you're doing. Keep being really predictable in the ring. Obviously he won't say that like that, but I feel like what's going to happen is Cena's going to instill what he's already doing in the ring, and it's just going to make it worse. That's what I see happening. I'm not saying Cena's a bad wrestler, because I know that's not true, but I feel like, like you said, it needs to be the right opponent, and I don't see Reigns as being an opponent that I'm interested in. And, maybe they surprise me. Maybe they do put on one hell of a match. But I just don't see that happening. I don't think either guy, I don't think it's the right chemistry. I don't know. I think Reigns needs a little bit more before he goes on a feud with Cena. I also want to just throw out there, I wanted to say this, about, because you had mentioned Randy Orton is still, hanging out, waiting for his rematch or whatever, and he's also got the thing with Rollins. Ambrose has the thing with. There's it's right now it feels like a clusterfuck to me, because you have so many things going on that are unfinished, and so little time to do any of them, that it just leaves me like, what are they gonna do? Is it gonna be worthwhile? Are we going to be left with, wait, what about Randy Orton? What the fuck about Dean Ambrose? What about this? That's what I feel right now. Like, what about all this stuff? You're just going to, knowing WWE, they'll just hope we forget about it, which it's not going to happen. But
the problem is they have the time. They have 3 hours of Raw, 2 hours of SmackDown. They used to have 1 hour of main event, but they don't anymore because they can't air it on the network in the UK, so they can't air it at all because of Sky Sports. And they have 1 hour of Superstars. And then once a month they have the pay-per-views. They have plenty of time to finish up these storylines, wrap them up, make shit happen. But for whatever reason, they choose not to.
I'm just saying, as far as building a meaningful storyline, because I think I don't think that Randy Orton versus Rollins is going to go to Mania. I don't think that's what's going to happen. So, and then Ambrose and Rollins and all these mini feuds going on. I don't think there's enough time. Because Raw and SmackDown, I don't even count Superstars or main event, because those are pointless. I don't even understand why. They're just a waste of money. But I just feel like Raws and SmackDowns are really dedicated to building up to pay-per-views. Then when you get to the pay-per-view, then you really start selling the matches, these big-time matches, Randy Orton versus Rollins, things like that. And I just don't think there's enough time to really make a meaningful rivalry out of this, because there really hasn't been a rivalry between Orton and Rollins yet, because they went and did their separate things. I don't know. Maybe they do it by having Orton come in and screw Rollins out of cashing in at Mania or something like that. But I just don't think there's enough time right now. There's so many things left wide open. To me, it just feels like a giant cluster, one big mess they need to figure out. Because I don't think that Fastlane is the place to really air out these rivalries.
Right here in Memphis, Tennessee.
Even though Stephanie McMahon swears it's going to deliver.
It's going to deliver, but, we'll see. Great discussion going on. Still plenty of Raw to get through, but the comments tonight are on fire. Jeremiah Gold weighing in about what we were talking about, Rollins not getting pushed, saying Rollins is being put aside because WWE can only push one superstar at a time. I completely disagree. You can push more than one guy at a time. Like I said, you have 3 hours of Raw and 2 hours of SmackDown nationally televised each week. There's plenty of time to push more than one guy. They used to do it all the time. So
Stone Cold and The Rock, maybe? I don't know.
They could easily push Rollins right now. OK Fabe weighing in saying, I'm actually theorizing a double cash in at Money in the Bank this year. So the winner of this year's cashes in that night to win the belt. Then Rollins cashes in right after to win. Very interesting theory. I like it because Rollins technically still can use it, basically till midnight. So anything could happen. I like that theory. It'd be interesting to see that happens. See if that happens. Kyle Glenn, no DX versus NWO tonight. No. Unfortunately, some of the guys are too old and broken and beat up to make that happen. Okay, Fabe saying, I'm personally sick and tired of David versus Goliath matches and storylines. Give me two guys who are equally built, equally incredible, i.e. a dream match, i.e. Rock Austin. I definitely see where you're coming from there. But, it's just because of who they are as characters. Daniel Bryan and Brock Lesnar just works out that way. Kyle Gullen, Brock Lesnar versus Daniel Bryan at WrestleMania is money. No offense to Seth Rollins, but you put that on a poster, and the casual fan would be like, who is that? Very strong statement there from Kyle. Wow.
Wait, hold on. Want to repeat that? Want to repeat that statement?
He says Brock Lesnar versus Daniel Bryan at WrestleMania is money. No offense to Seth Rollins, but you put that on a poster, and the casual fan would be like, "Who is that?" Very, very interesting. Very interesting.
Well, Kyle, I don't necessarily agree with you. You're entitled to your opinion, but I'm also entitled to tell you that you're wrong. No, I'm just kidding. I don't agree with that. I think he's been pushed on Raw every single Monday night for the past 5, 6, 7, 8 months now. I mean, since he left the Shield, he's been on Raw. I think the casual fan knows who he is now. I think he's made an impact enough to really know who that is, for fans to know who Seth Rollins is. So I respectfully disagree with you, Kyle. I'm being nice today.
Kyle also saying there are plenty of people who only buy WrestleMania every year. Absolutely good point. So if you want to make that count, Brock Lesnar versus Daniel Bryan could be the way to go. And then Kyle saying, yo, that Matt Donato is such an asshole.
Oh, Kyle. Oh, man.
Oh, that's great. Okay, Fabe continuing to weigh and saying, not going to lie, though, I'd be okay with Bryan versus Lesnar if they didn't make it a David versus Goliath match, but it makes the most sense. Kyle Glenn giving his opinion on who would face who from his earlier question. John Cena versus Roman Reigns and Seth versus Bryan. Definitely a good way to go. And Jeremiah Golder weighing in, if either Cena or Rollins wins at the Royal Rumble, they'll have to defend at that train wreck of a pay-per-view Fastlane. So I wonder who they'd face there before WrestleMania. I don't necessarily think they're going to defend at that pay-per-view because they want to focus on the storyline between the winner of the Royal Rumble and the champion, so it wouldn't make sense for the champion to defend their title before WrestleMania if you're still trying to build that feud.
Because being that it is in my hometown of Memphis, the commercials running is the main event is, and I don't think pay-per-views have dark matches after like Raw does. I don't think so. I've never been to a pay-per-view before, but the main event that they're advertising is John Cena and Roman Reigns versus somebody I don't care about.
But I think it's Seth Rollins and Big Show.
Okay, then that's the main event.
Fair and square. That's the main event.
That's the main event.
You heard it from Mitchell. That's the main event. Mitchell laying the smackdown. Okay, Fabe saying Rollins versus the Bunny. The Bunny's been gone for a while. It needs to stay that way.
Has he not been set on fire yet? Where's Kane? Where's old Kane when you need him?
He sold out. And not SOLD, he SOULD.
Oh, clever. Clever. Alec, you need to leave.
All right, we have talked enough here about what's going on in the comments. So we need to get back to Monday Night Raw. We've been on the air for about 45 minutes now. So let's get back to Monday Night Raw. Dean Ambrose versus Bad News Barrett was a good match. Definitely wouldn't mind seeing a feud between the two. Someone on our Facebook commented, no, Ambrose needs to move on to, main event feuds or better, bigger. I don't know what the fuck it was. It was just basically saying he's not good enough or he shouldn't be at the level of the Intercontinental Championship. The Intercontinental Championship is basically the number 2 title right now. So putting Dean Ambrose in a feud with the Intercontinental Champion I think is a pretty damn good idea, seeing as how they're just basically let him flounder in creative hell at the moment. They want to turn him heel, but they don't know when they want to pull the trigger. So they have no idea what to do with this guy. So just put him, with the Intercontinental Champion and just make something happen. That's just about it.
Yeah, I completely agree. I think, and I've said this multiple times. I said it on here. I've said it on my show, Before the Bell, wherever the hell that is. I don't even know.
Yeah, what is Before the Bell? I don't know what that is.
I don't even know what that is anymore. I've said it multiple times. The problem is that there's this stigma that surrounds the Intercontinental Championship because it's been so mistreated for so long that when you have that title, you're automatically buried, and it doesn't mean that at all. I think having someone like Ambrose, I think right now his character, they don't know what to do with him. I think giving him that title is a good idea.
Ladies and gentlemen, we lost
Oh, Matt is frozen on React. Yeah, fuck you, buddy.
Matt.
I got carried away. Matt has frozen here on React, but we're gonna just quietly move on until Matt returns. But move on here. The New Day versus Cesaro and Tyson Kidd. Can anybody tell me why Adam Rose was out there? I really don't know why. Did they give an explanation, or did they just kind of just throw it out there? I don't know. I really don't know.
God, I got nothing.
We got nothing. We got nothing for you guys here. We got nothing. Matt has completely disappeared from React after all. He is completely frozen on the show. It's just his face. You guys can see it, I think. He's just frozen. Matt, we hope you're doing all right. You're stuck somewhere in cyberspace. Come back soon.
Man.
All right, we are going to move on here to the third hour of Raw. We hope Matt can get back in time for talking about the main event. We have the NWO reunion minus Hulk Hogan, and in his place was X-Pac Sean Waltman. I ranted about it earlier. I don't consider it an NWO reunion without Hulk Hogan. There would be no NWO without Hulk Hogan, you know, turning heel and joining and being the third man. So I don't really consider that an NWO reunion. Maybe I'll get some heat for it. Maybe I won't. But that's just my thought processes. I cannot talk.
Wouldn't it be just the Outsiders and 6?
And then you have the Ascension comes out, and their promo was not good. It was not. It was very forced. It just wasn't. It's not like they've cut bad promos. In NXT, they were cutting good promos. Oh wow, he's returned.
I don't know what
the son has returned.
I don't know what the fuck happened. It just like froze. I'm like, what the hell's going on?
Yeah,
the picture was great, man.
Yeah, dude, I don't know what the fuck happened. Is the picture all right in the audio carrot still?
Yeah, you're fine. We like staring at the picture of your face better. But we're talking about the third hour of Raw. We kind of just briefly skimmed over the new Day versus Cesaro and Kidd.
Oh, good.
We're gonna move on, but we're talking about the NWO reunion. The Ascension came out, and I just mentioned that I didn't think their promo was that good. It felt very forced, very scripted, just like they were trying to, you know, get it out there and get it over with. They've cut good promos on NXT. They did good promos down there. Tonight wasn't so great. I don't know why. Maybe they were nervous to be in front of all those guys. I don't know. And then out of nowhere, JBL gets up and starts flipping his fucking lid and rips off his shirt, reveals the APA shirt. And then, of course, damn, Ron Simmons comes out, and they get in the ring. And just when you think it's over, the New Age Outlaws return, and we reported to you on RopeBreakWrestling.com earlier today that Billy Gunn had been confirmed to appear on Raw Reunion, but it wasn't confirmed that Road Dogg was going to be there. Of course, Road Dogg shows up. They show up. They lay the fucking smackdown on the Ascension. They get a huge rub from all those guys. Fucking, I don't know. Someone got clothesline from hell. I don't know who the hell who it happened to, but it happened. I think it was Victor who got clothesline from hell. And then they announced that Sunday at the Royal Rumble, the New Age Outlaws will be facing the Ascension in a match, which we also reported to you on RopeBreakWrestling.com. So, interesting thing going on here. So, Matt, I want to get your thoughts on that, little, reunion segment of the night.
It was absolutely badass. Yes, first of all, just having NWO out there, obviously no Hogan, so it really didn't count, but having NWO out there was awesome. The bad guy, bad knee and all, wobbling his way up into the ring with his toothpick, and fucking Kevin Nash, fresh out of jail.
He never went to jail.
Or fresh out of police custody, whatever the fuck happened, beating the shit out of his son, whatever. It's done with, apparently.
The charges dropped. His son was a drunk asshole.
It sounded like it.
Don't drink.
Either way,
what happens.
Fresh out of the handcuffs, still sporting a handcuff rash. And then you got X-Pac fucking on crack. I don't even know. Sean Waltman.
Came out of China.
Jesus.
Oh, Alec, you're done. Just.
All right. I'll leave this go. You guys finish it up.
You're done for the night. Go to bed. It's past your bedtime.
No.
But yeah, no, having NWO out there was badass. Didn't expect APA to be showing up. That was sick. JBL like freaking getting on that mic. God damn it, I will climb a mountain. He didn't say that, but he likes climbing mountains, so ripping off that shirt, revealing the APA. Like you said, Ron Simmons coming out, that clothesline from hell. Obviously, New Age Outlaws, not missing a step. Road Dogg looking better than ever. Billy Gunn looking real good with that maneuver. That was badass. Then, like you said, the close.
Yoga.
Yep. It's that damn DDP. I'm telling you.
Changes everything.
It does. And then like you said, clothesline from hell to Victor. JBL looking real good. Just overall an awesome segment. But like you said, the promo, I agree with you. It felt weird to me too. I don't like the way that the Ascension is being booked. I think it's not good, and I felt like this was going to happen because the face paint, the shitty, the really playing on Road Warrior. Are you shitting me?
What a way to exit!
Well,
ladies and gentlemen.
Oh my God, he's dead.
That was a exit, dude.
I don't even understand what's going on right now. I don't get it. Like I don't know. I don't know if it's my internet. I'm on my phone right now because my laptop fucking blows and doesn't. I'd rather have it cut out every once in a while than it freeze every 5 seconds. So I guess I'll take what I can get. I'm looking into getting Verizon Fios real soon because I'm done with this Time Warner bullshit. About to go down to the headquarters and lay the smack down on some candy asses. Getting real fed up with this garbage.
We should have just ended this show right there and then. This show should have just been on. Jesus Christ, Mitch. Do you wanna add anything about this reunion?
Just fucking take it from me. I'm done. I'm quitting Rope Break forever. I'm going to Broke Break.
Broke Break. Oh Jesus! For those of you that don't know, that was a mistake on my part that I sent to these guys. I was trying to film a part for the Golden Ropes, and it just went all kinds of wonky. But in any case, as far the only problem or two problems, because I don't like the Ascension's promo, and like JBL, it made me so mad. They don't care about continuity at all because they're so disrespectful. But he'll put over Seth Rollins. Oh, it's okay. He cost this man his job, but it's okay. But these guys, no, they're bad. They're dicks. Yeah.
He's the most bipolar fucking commentator in the history of this company. He doesn't know who to cheer, who to boo, who to side with. He's just got Kevin Dunn and Vince McMahon talking in his fucking ear, telling him what to say, and it's shit. I wish you would just shut the fuck up. I wish you would take a king and get diverticulitis.
Oh my god. Dude, you need a nap. You really need a nap.
That was a little hard. Just
holy shit.
Go find a fucking mountain to climb. I'm going away for about 3 months.
Not gonna lie, I'm glad you went with diverticulitis, not heart attack.
Well, yeah, I'm not that. I'm not. I want him to recover, but suffering a little bit would be okay. But at least if he climbs the mountain, he'll get cold and shrivel up. But that's fine.
He needs to just go to fucking main event so I don't have to watch him anymore.
No, he's too good for that. Mitch, I'll let you continue what you were saying.
Oh, I'll get Renee Young, please. She's better to look at. And she knows how to do commentary exceptionally well. Please get him out of here.
I absolutely agree. Get Renee Young on there. There was a rumor last year that they're thinking about bringing her up to commentary. I know she's done commentary already, but it'd be nice to see her on the main roster in a commentary spot. Maybe once they decide to kick Booker out of there, Renee will get that spot. It'll be nice to and no offense to Booker, he does an okay job at really selling the match to an extent. But it'd be nice to get a fresh face in there, something good to look at, a fresh voice to listen to, who really knows how to call the product. It just needs to happen. But we're going to move on here. There was a nice, funny backstage segment with the Authority, with the drummer. I was dying the whole time. He just stops. Did we tell you to stop? I thought that was great. It's little things like that count, that really help build things. We find out that John Cena will be in a handicap match with Seth Rollins, Big Show, and Kane. Obviously, didn't call him Corporate Kane this time. And then after that, we have Paige and Natalya versus Summer and Alicia Fox. Nothing really to say here except Paige broke out the Scorpion crosslock, and that was great. All right, we're done. Moving on. R-Truth versus Rusev. I don't know what the fuck R-Truth was saying in his rap. There's too much echo on the mic. And he quickly loses, so R-Truth has been regulated to being a jobber. And we're going to move on from that. We get the backstage segment with Seth Rollins and Brock Lesnar. Again, it sends goosebumps down my spine every fucking time I see these two together. It's just like, Lesnar, do us both a favor and take out John Cena, and then come Sunday, I'm going to beat your ass. I mean, yeah, that's what should have happened. John Cena should have been fucking gone, but it's not what we got. But either way, I love that backstage segment. Those two are just great. So much chemistry there. We haven't even had a fucking match, and you can tell that the chemistry's there. It's just beautiful. I can't wait to see what happens on Sunday with them. Then we had the match. I believe it was Jey Uso versus The Miz. Again, not really sure what's going to happen with this feud. I don't know where it's going. They kind of... I mean, did they drop the ball with the whole Naomi angle? I don't know what's going on at this point. Do either of you have a clue?
It's WWE. Who fucking knows?
Yep.
Who fucking knows that?
I think you're meant to leave every single show like, what the fuck did I just watch? I think that's their goal at the end of every single week. You're supposed to be so confused that you come back because you're like, wait a minute, what just happened? And then you come back and it's like a completely different storyline. They swap out their wrestlers. It's not even the same wrestlers from last week. You're just left like, what the hell is going on? If you got like fucking Sandow winning the Divas Championship, I don't know what's going on. Vince is backstage pulling the strings like he loves this shit. He's like, God damn it, as he's like fucking coloring in the corner.
I don't get it.
Pretty much.
It's just a big
All right.
cluster. I never know what's going on.
Now it's the big time for the moment we've been waiting to talk about for an hour. The main event of Monday Night Raw. We saw John Cena take on Seth Rollins, The Big Show, and Kane in it was a decent match. I'm not gonna lie, I was pretty entertained throughout the entire thing. Lots of good stuff going on. You had Triple H and Stephanie McMahon at ringside, J&J Security, the whole camaraderie going on. But you know, the best part of this was Sting, and we reported to you on RopeBreakWrestling.com that because Sting lives in the Dallas area, there was some speculation that he may or may not be appearing at tonight's Raw, and as of 5 p.m. Eastern Time, he wasn't backstage. Then, come to find out, we find out that Sting was at Raw. I don't know when the fuck he got there. My guess is they had him come in really early, threw him on a tour bus and said, here, this is where you're staying for the day. Hid the tour bus somewhere. They did some magic shit and just put it over an invisibility cloak and it was gone. But Sting was there. He showed up on a Titantron, which threw everybody through a loop. The crowd went fucking ballistic. And then the comment, oh, it's just a picture of Sting. It's just a picture. Are you fucking, like, you don't even sell. It's just a picture. I wanted to put a hole through my TV at that point, but other side, then of course Sting comes out, the music hits he's got a badass fucking jacket on, looking like a boss, and then of course Cena steals the win from Rollins, and Ziggler, Rowan, and Ryback all get their jobs back. Cena's still in the championship match, but Sting has made his Raw debut. Triple H flips the fuck out, calls out Sting. It was beautiful. It was a great way to end Monday Night Raw. Sting made an impact, and I know next week. Yeah, I see what. Yeah, no pun intended, but it's there for those of you who get it. But next week on Raw, I'm very excited to see what Triple H has to say about Sting's appearance on Raw. You know, as I stated in the article on Rope Break Wrestling, something needed to happen with Sting to start to kickstart that feud between Triple H and Sting, because he showed up almost 2 months ago, and we haven't seen him since. So tonight was the perfect night to do that, and it happened. We all marked the fuck out. I don't care if you don't want to say you didn't. You did. You marked the fuck out because it was Sting. It happened. It was exciting. You know why? Because it's something new. That's the best part. It's something new. We haven't seen Sting in the WWE ring. We haven't seen Sting face anybody in WWE. It's just something new. It's something fresh. Sure, Sting may be old, but I'm sure he can still go. This is something new, and it's something very exciting. I don't know what else to say. So, Matt, I know you probably got a fucking scroll ready to go here. So I'm going to turn it over to you.
Actually, I have absolutely nothing to say.
Okay.
No, I'm just fucking kidding. I'm just fucking kidding.
No,
Come on.
No, you already lost.
I'm taking my goddamn time, damn it. I'm taking it.
It's funny because I'll just kick you out right now. Here we go.
No. Just wait a few seconds. My internet will kick me out for you. No, I marked out, dude. When Sting jumped on the screen, I know I mentioned to you and Aussie that I was a little annoyed that they kind of showed him first. I know I'm being picky. Stop go take a nap. Stop shaking your head. Knock it off. Stop it. Stop shaking your goddamn head, Alec. I'm done with it. I'm sick of your bullshit. I'm being picky. I know it wasn't that big of a deal. It really wasn't. You know, him being there was badass. I don't know. I'm definitely being very picky about it. I don't know. I kind of wanted them to just hit his music and have him come out, but it was cool that they did it that way. The more I think about it, it was all right. And that robe, holy shit, that was badass. That robe was sick. Him just coming out, standing, really furthering this storyline, having Triple H call him out. Now you have Triple H calling him out, so this is really furthering that storyline. and really lending to the possibility of Sting versus Triple H at Mania. The match, like you said, it was decent. I really didn't think it was all that great, but it definitely wasn't bad. Kept my attention. But that ending, that's what sold it. You know, Sting returning, you know, his face popping up on the screen. I agree with you. I hated that it's a picture. Well, first and foremost, it didn't even we're not stupid. It didn't even look like a picture. So obviously it's not a picture. It's a picture of Sting. It's not even Sting. Why the fuck would they just show a picture of Sting? That was the most retarded thing that they could come up with. Like, I swear to God, they have like a bunch of 8-year-olds writing the show for them. It's ridiculous. It makes a picture. Come on.
Photo.
Via photo, Sting. They have like one of those shitty animations where it's like they like cut out like just like the lower jaw, and somebody's like manually moving it up and down to talk for them. Like how stupid do they think we are? Like, obviously it's not a picture. I wish they had marked out a hell of a lot more. I wish they had really gotten into it, but that's the commentary team for WWE these days. They don't know what they're doing because Vince frickin'. Yep, there you go. That's the proper word for it. But overall, that was a perfect way to go into the Royal Rumble. I can't wait to see what they're going to do on SmackDown this Thursday.
Absolutely. Mitch, I know before we went on the air, you were talking about how JR had been on the commentary team. When Sting came out, would have been completely different. So I'm going to turn the floor over to you and let you speak your mind about Sting showing up in that main event.
Oh, I didn't watch the main event because earlier my DVR pulled a full Ryback on me, and so I was busy trying to catch up since I wanted to make an appearance on React. So I was trying to catch up on everything that I missed out on the first half via the WWE app, which is available on the iTunes app and all of that. I pulled a Roman Reigns just then.
Which, by the way, we're not going to show you how to download it because we know you're not retarded.
No, we are. I'm going to show them right now. All right, here we go. So you go here. All right. And you go to the Play Store. Hang on. All right. I don't have the internet hooked up. So I put it on airplane mode. I'm still going to show you guys how to do this. Okay. Wait for the internet to connect. I don't know if it's going to connect. All right, here we go. I'm going to show you guys how to install the WWE app right now. All right, so you're going to go here. You're going to go here. All right, yeah, reconnect. Come on, there we go. All right. We're there. See, we're on the Play Store. All right. WWE. Boom. The app is right there. See it? You're going to click that. I'm not going to install it because the app is fucking awful. But there it is. You just install, and it install on your phone or whatever Android device you use. It's going to take up 22.22 megabytes, and you can use it to do all of WWE's predetermined bullshit and watch the WWE Network. So there's a tutorial because for some reason the WWE thinks we're technologically inefficient and need to know how to install a fucking app on our devices. All right, I'm done.
Oh, hell, Alec.
I really, really, really wished that Michael Cole did it that way. I'm not gonna. I wish that he had at least said, "I'm not gonna download this app because it's fucking horrible." If he had said that, I would have been fine with it. It is a terrible app. It's garbage. I'm just gonna watch the network on my laptop like a normal adult.
Or on your any other capable device.
Yeah. Why? I don't want it on my phone.
So yeah, I was busy catching up on all the stuff that happened, and then once I finally did, I was there for Sting, and I marked the hell out just like everybody. You know you did, don't deny it. And it was like, Michael Cole, you fucking suck. Get off. And prayed for JR to run through the crowd and hop over the. But no, that didn't happen. But in any case, fucking awesome. And then Lesnar coming out, looking like an absolute. Can we talk about just what a fucking animal Brock Lesnar is?
a genetic freak of nature.
Did you see, like, granted, I know, like, the guys receiving the F5 kind of helped their way up a little bit, but still. I mean, Big Show is, the man's 450 fucking pounds, and Brock Lesnar just, whatever.
That's how he kills deer. He kills deer the same way. He doesn't even use a gun. He just silently stalks them in the snow, and then just
F5s them.
And F5s them, and then he's like, "I got dinner."
Either that or he suplexes them 16 times.
I think that would tenderize the meat too much.
That's probably what he does to prepare.
Exactly.
He prepare for cooking. He suplexes it. He F5s it to kill it. Then he continually suplexes it until it's tender enough.
Oh my God, that's just brutal.
That's great.
It's Brock Lesnar. That's what he does. He's brutal.
Brock Lesnar.
But as much as I was marking out over Sting, I was equally marking out over Brock Lesnar just making a beeline to the ring, tackling Rollins, beating the hell out of it. It was great. And then F5 and Kane and Big Show, and then trying to get his hands back on Raw. It was like one of the best finishes of Raw in a very long time. A+ for the finish.
I can definitely.
Strong statement. I definitely agree.
Yep.
I know, Matt, you made a good point of, Triple H calling out Sting and then, excited to see what he has to say. But what I'm really excited to see is what Sting has to say. When it finally comes time for Sting to get on the mic, I cannot wait to see what that man has to say. That is going to be something special. It's like when Undertaker cuts a promo. The arena is going to be dead silent, and you're going to hang on to every single word.
I completely agree. Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, sir.
All right, and we got
one thing.
What are you doing? I'm just kidding. Go ahead. Go ahead.
One thing that kind of bothers me is I hate how, like, John Cena probably knew Sting was backstage, but yet they couldn't have Ziggler, Ryback, and Rowan there, but they could have the Authority come out as soon as they got rehired or whatever. I'm being picky about the finish, but it kind of didn't make sense to me. But whatever, it was still a great finish nonetheless. I'm not going to retract my grade over something so small. Still A+. It just kind of bothered me.
You definitely make a good point. They were backstage tonight, so I'm thinking maybe they filmed some kind of segment where the Authority's leaving the arena and they run into the guys and, some words are exchanged. Maybe we'll see that on SmackDown or, Royal Rumble. Maybe we'll see some kind of video package from that encounter if they film something like that. That's what I would have done if I was in charge of running the show, but I'm not. But anyway, we have Jeremiah Goder weighed in here on our YouTube page, and it is a shame because he says, I fucking miss Sting because I tuned into South Park for like 5 minutes. I kind of want to see Sting interfere with Rollins or enter the Rumble. You chose South Park over Sting. Jeremiah, you're a faithful rope breaker. You pay attention to the website. I put out an article, man. I said Sting might be there. That should have been enough ammo for you to watch Raw to the very end. And you fucking chose some stupid fucker in a blue hat and a mum son of a bitch over Sting.
You can hand in your wrestling card whenever you want.
Damn it, Jeremiah! You see what you did to the poor guy? You got him all. You got him all worked up. You know what, Jeremiah? Send back 2K15. We want it back. Damn it.
No. I'm sorry. I overreacted, but you miss fucking Sting, man. Fucking Sting.
See, I feel more bad for him than angry with him. I feel sorry that he missed it. That sucks, dude.
Yeah.
But I'm sure it's going to be all over YouTube. You could probably catch it somewhere online.
I'm angry because I feel bad because he missed such a big moment.
Damn. Sting's Raw debut.
He's never going to get that back. He's never going to get that moment of watching it live.
Yeah.
Never going to happen. It's like when the Giants whooped the Patriots with the helmet catch. You're never going to get the satisfaction of watching that live. Okay? it's just not the same watching it in a replay. That moment. Damn it, Jeremiah. Damn South Park.
You need to calm down, Alec.
All right, I know I need to calm down because we've gone into overtime. We still got to do the final thoughts and, of course, the plugging. So, speaking of final thoughts, let's do it. Matt, for the first time in 2015, your final thoughts and letter grade for Monday Night Raw.
Oh man, this is such an important moment. I feel like I should have some speech prepared or something. Final thoughts and letter grade. See, I actually was wondering how both of you guys would feel about the show had none of the legends, had it not been a reunion episode. Would you still be as high on it without them? I think there were some definitely good segments, but you also got to take into consideration there were also some pretty shitty segments. Had it just been the Ascension versus more jobbers, had it been, pretty much a Raw filled with you had a really good opening segment, you had a really good ending segment, but like I'm saying, take out all the legends, so Sting wouldn't have shown up. Would the show have been as good without them? I honestly think it would have been a decent show, but I don't think it would have been as good, and that's a problem for me. Because when you're running a show, you need to look at the future. These guys are not going to be there every week. You need to run a show. This show should have been able to stand on its own. That should have just been icing on the cake, and it wasn't. That was, to me, the whole show was the fact that there were the legends there that really pumped it up. That was an issue for me. So from start to finish, I thought, there were definitely, there were a lot of matches I could care less about. The New Day match, I don't give a shit about that match. The Divas match, I don't care about that match. Miz versus Jay or Jimmy or whichever Uso, I didn't care about that match. Tons of filler garbage I didn't care about. More backstage segments this week. The ones I did have were solid. But I didn't think overall that it was a great Raw, but only, in my opinion, I thought it was really well done because of the legends that were there. I don't think that it would have stood really well on its own. I think it would have been decent, but I don't think it would have been good. And that's only because of like the Lesnar-Rollins segments, the opening segment, and then the finishing. I think the rest of the show would have been pretty much garbage. I don't know. Yeah, I mean, I think you had two matches in between that were decent. I'm trying to think. You had Bray Wyatt versus Daniel Bryan, which I liked, but then again you have Kane interfering, which kind of soured it a little bit for me. And then you had Dean Ambrose versus Bray Wyatt, which was kind of, honestly for me that was kind of iffy. I didn't think it was a bad match, but I just didn't understand why Bray Wyatt is the Intercontinental Champion, and I don't know, maybe Ambrose is going to take it from him. But other than that, I thought every other match sucked. I thought it would have been a good Raw, but I think the Legends is really what's making everybody so hyped up over it. So I'm going to give the show, I think, for building purposes, and they did stick to some continuity that, they continue the storylines really well. I'm going to give it an A, because I did think it was a really well done Raw in that aspect. But I do think without the Legends, I don't think it would have had the same appeal that, a lot of fans are really hyped up on it, really excited. You end the show with Sting. This just happens a lot. It could have been the worst Raw of the past few years, and Sting returns at the end of the show, or debuts on Raw at the end of the show, and then all of a sudden everybody's like, this was the greatest Raw of all time. You kind of forget what happens because you're so excited about Sting, making his debut in Raw, which is a huge, momentous occasion. It's huge. But I'm trying to be unbiased. I'm trying to look past all of that and look at really what they gave us in terms of, the talent that we have to see every single week. And I thought, honestly, if I were to give it I'm going to give it 2 letter grades. I'm going to give it a letter grade with the Legends. I'm going to give it an A. And without the Legends, I think I'm going to give it a C+, because I thought it was a good Raw as far as building towards the Royal Rumble. I thought there were some solid matches, but I think the real draw was the Legends. That's just my opinion. I would give it a C+ without the Legends. So I think it really drops down significantly. Not a bad Raw. I'm not saying Raw would be terrible without the Legends. I think it would have been able to. I think it would have been able to keep my interest a little bit. But they had a lot of the breaks in between with the Legends, which really helped a lot. Because you take out most of those backstage segments, because most of them were with the Legends. Then you have the panel. You take that out. and you have to fill something in that slot. So you got to think they'd probably fill some really shitty filler matches. You'd get like El Torito and Hornswoggle somewhere in there. So yeah, I would give it an A with the Legends and a C plus conservatively without the Legends. That's just my take.
Definitely some very strong points there. I definitely do agree with what you're saying about the Legends, that they really did use the Legends to sell the show. And I've said this in articles before. WWE's model is that nostalgia sells. They do it every time. WrestleManias, pay-per-views, Raws, nostalgia sells. It always does, and it's no different now. And like you said, and I've said it before, these guys aren't going to be around forever. These guys can't do this forever. You have to build towards the future. And yeah, you're right. Because the Legends are there, it adds to the hype of the show. It gets you more excited. It gets you more into it because they're there. But they're not going to be around forever. Eventually, there's going to come a point where you can't do this anymore, and then you have to go with the future generation of your current superstars. So, Mitchell, I'll turn the floor over to you. Your final thoughts and letter grade on the first Raw of 2015. Not the first Raw of 2015, the first React for 2015. Should have been the first Raw of 2015. That would have been a great Raw.
Yeah, boy. I think y'all pretty much covered everything as far as, because everything that kept popping in my head, y'all just stole, you sneaky bastards. Yeah. I'd give it a B plus just because of how well they hyped Lesnar, Rollins, and Cena. Like, I'm itching to see that match so bad now. Like, I don't care about the Rumble. Screw it. Don't even matter. I just want to see Rollins, Cena, and Lesnar. So I'll give it a solid B plus.
Solid B plus. Mitchell, I know
like Daniel Bryan.
Yeah, just like Daniel Bryan.
You did mention while we were off the air that that's how you sell a main event. That's how you sell a pay-per-view, like they did tonight. And that's how you do it. I was a little peeved earlier when I found out there was Raw reunion, because it's like, how are you going to build up to your pay-per-view when you have a multitude of legends appearing on this show? And they managed to pull it off, and I am so excited to see this match between Rollins and Cena and Lesnar on Sunday. So WWE did one hell of a job in making that happen. They'll somehow sell the Royal Rumble match on SmackDown. Overall, one hell of a job by WWE tonight. Matt, you did make a good point that if the Legends weren't there, it would have been a completely different show. There still would have been some good spots, some good segments, but it just wouldn't have been as good. So I'm going to give this show, I'm going to start the year off positive. I'm going to give it an A minus. I don't want to give it an A because I don't want to really put it up there, but I'm going to give it an A minus because I just think that's where it's at. I think if you had put some better storytelling in there, maybe showed Ziggler and Rowan and Ryback in the arena in some capacity, trying to get in or get their jobs back or in the crowd or whatever, that really would have helped sell that storyline, and that would have bumped it up to an A for me. So I'm going to give it an A minus, and that is the end of the final thoughts and letter grade on the first React of 2015. Now, we've been way into overtime. It's almost time to go. It's closing time here, people. But we cannot do a show here on Rope Break Wrestling's YouTube channel without the plugs. If you're watching this show right now on this YouTube channel and you're not subscribed, what are you doing? Get off the fuck. No, I'm just kidding. Subscribe, damn it. Subscribe to this channel. Get those subscribers up. We need those subscribers. Just get them up. Just do it. That's what you got to do. Then, of course, check in the description. There is our Facebook page. If you are a fan of Rope Break Wrestling, you're not following our Facebook page, go do it. What are you doing? How are you even watching this show? Someone tell you? How are you doing? But either way, go to our Facebook page and like that son bitch. Just get those likes up. And then, of course, you can also find our Twitter account there. Go there, follow our Twitter. If we get 500 followers by the Royal Rumble. One lucky winner, not all of you. We don't have enough money for all of you. The ramen's running out. The hot dogs are stale. We don't have enough time for that. But one lucky winner will get to choose a T-shirt from ProWrestlingTees.com, any T-shirt they want, and we will ship it to you. You have a brand new, beautiful wrestling T-shirt from ProWrestlingTees.com. They have plenty of great stuff. CM Punk merch, Stone Cold, Macho Man, fucking Randy Savage. They got everybody. There's so much merch there. I don't even know where to begin. And then you guys have been watching the show all night, and you see this little logo in the corner of Patreon. That is our new venture. Listen, this is how it works. The link is in the description. You help us to make us better. That's what Patreon is there for. We need your help. You're a fan of Rope Break Wrestling. You want us to continue. You want us to survive. You want us to get bigger and badder and better. Patreon is the way to go. You go there, check it out. There's plenty of great prize packages there. What you do, you choose a dollar amount you want to donate every single month. So you work all month long, and you get your news rumors from Rope Break Wrestling, and you want us to get bigger, badder, and better. You go there, you choose an amount you want to donate, submit that, and every month it'll just come out. You won't even notice it. It'll just be like a little thing that you won't even see. Don't spend those $2 on 2 fucking McDoubles at McDonald's. Put it towards Rope Break Wrestling and make us better. So down in the description, go to Patreon, check that out. There's a video with our message, what we do, what we want to do, and you could help build Rope Break Wrestling's future. Now, I'm saying all this, and there's something missing here. What am I missing? Oh, I know what I'm missing. Matt, it's time. For the first time in 2015, we have to tell people about what they have to do if they're a fan of Rope Break Wrestling, and what they have to do with their friends. So, Matt, it's time to drop the PSA on them.
Oh, it's time. I've been itching. I haven't done this since 2014. It's been a long time. I'm literally itching to let you guys in on this little secret.
Right,
and that secret is this. It's very, very, very simple. So make sure you're listening very closely. Turn that microphone, turn that headset up. Listen to what I got to say, because it's very, very, very important. If you are a fan of what we're doing, you like our news and rumors, you tune into all of our podcasts each and every week. We appreciate that. But if you're not telling your friends about it and you're just letting them go, you're letting them go off into the sunset, never knowing about Rope Break, you're being a terrible friend, my man. You're being a bad rope breaker. You're really being neglectful. That's not cool. We don't appreciate neglect over here at Rope Break. You are not letting them into the Rope Break lifestyle. That is a huge problem. Let them into the Rope Break lifestyle, because to be quite honest, if you're not living the Rope Break lifestyle, you're not really living. And that is not me being biased. I know. Oh, you co-own this website. You're being a jackass. You're just trying to sell it. No, I live by my brand because I believe in it. What we do is better than anything out there. And I will put that up against any other site. We have the best staff. We have the best writers. We have the best content, period. What other site does giveaways? I'll give you a second. All right, done. Nobody. We're the only site that does giveaways. That's because we're the best site going. Period. End of discussion. Like I said, that's not me being biased. That is just a fact of life. And do your friends a favor. Get them out of the bleachers and get them in the ring with Rope Break. And that, my friends, is all I got to say about that. God damn, that felt good. Woo! It's like riding a bike. It's like riding a bike. You just don't forget.
That is the bottom line, because Matt Donato said so. And before we hop off the air here, Matt, I want you to address the Rope Breakers. When will Before the Bell be making its return to Rope Break Wrestling's YouTube channel?
Ooh, hard-hitting questions right before we're about to go off air. Uh-oh. I know people have been wondering, where the hell is Before the Bell? It's been quite some time. All I can say
about as silent as Rope Break Radio.
All I can say to all you rope breakers about Before the Bell is keep an eye on our Facebook page, because soon, it's coming soon. I'm hitting you with some brand new shit. My show's coming back better than ever. You're gonna be like, what? This isn't Before the Bell. This is some professional radio host from some radio station somewhere in New York City. Nope. I'm gonna be hitting you with some awesomeness. You're not gonna see it coming. Before the Bell will be back sooner than you know, better than ever. I promise you that. So just keep on watching our Facebook page for that link. It'll be coming soon.
It'll be coming soon. You heard it from Matt. Before the Bell will, at some point, sometime soon, give or take, be making its return to Rope Break Wrestling's YouTube channel. And I believe the Sharpshoot may be making its return this week, so look out for that on Thursday. But that's all I got to say, guys. You can catch this show every single Monday night immediately following Monday Night Raw with, as always, a great panel. Mitch, I want to thank you so much for coming on the panel today, reacting with us here on the show. It was one hell of a good time having you on here, man.
Yes, sir. I thoroughly enjoyed it. Thank you for inviting me.
Absolutely, I enjoyed it as well. Matt, you're always here. It's always great having you here. Not much else to say about that.
I appreciate that. I love coming on. Was that Mitch laughing? The fuck are you laughing at? It's always great to have you on, Matt. In the background. Fuck out of here. It is great to have me on. I love coming on. I love talking to the Rope Breakers. I love bouncing ideas back and forth with you two. Even you too, Mitch.
You completely misunderstood that. Go ahead. I'll explain.
All right. I appreciate you. I appreciate you having me on. So thank you.
It's always great, man. All right, that is it. That is the end of our show. We went way into overtime like the Seahawks on Sunday, and it is time to go. For everyone here at Rope Break Wrestling, I am your host, Alec. That is Matt Donato. That is Mitch Dow. This has been React After Raw. We will catch you guys next week. Get out of the bleachers and get in the ring with Rope Break. Good night, everybody.